we're back in the kitchen today. So today we're going to make a moisturiser or a cream. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So to start, we're going to use the same method we used to make an infused oil. So you're going to get your slow cooker. You're going to get your ingredients. So we need some oil. And then I'm going to use for this moisturiser today, I'm going to use some calendula. I'm going to use, so this is our pot marigold. I'm going to use some chickweed. Now, I couldn't find any chickweed out and about, so I have bought it in. It's fine to do that. Chickweed is really good for treating anything that's sore. It's really soothing and cooling, so it's really good for things like your eczemas and your irritated skins. And we're going to pop some nice fresh plantain in there. So I picked this the other day. Got some broadleaf and some ribwort plantain in there. And the oats, this is to make some oat milk. We're going to use some oat milk in this recipe. So all I'm going to do with this is it's going to be added into some water and popped in the fridge ready for when we're ready to use it. So we'll add all this together in the pot just like we did before. So I'll start with our calendula. And then we're going to add the chickweed. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to break up some of the plantain and add that in as well. So all our nice plantain's been added in there. And same as before, we're going to get our olive oil. And we're just going to cover the plant material in the olive oil. And then once we've done that, we'll put this to warm. So remember, we put it on the low setting, or the warm setting rather, on the slow cooker. And then we leave it for as long as possible, ideally overnight. So we'll add that in now. So all our lovely plant material. I added in a little bit of coconut oil into this one as well, because it's another oil that's really good for helping with irritated skins and dry skin. So a little bit of coconut oil in there as well. And then we're going to put it onto the warm setting and leave that. And then for our oat milk, all we're going to do is we're going to get a jug of water. And we're going to add some oats into the jug of water. I'll give that all a stir. And then I'm going to leave this in the fridge. And we'll use it again then when we come back to make the rest of our cream. Hi there. Okay, so for the second part of our moisturiser or cream making, we've strained off our oil now. It's in a saucepan now. So I use old pans, don't use my cooking pans to make my preparations, because it all gets a bit messy. So you've got your oil there. We're going to need some wax. So I've got beeswax today. You can use soy wax if you want to keep things vegan, but you will get a different consistency. So just something to bear in mind. We need some vegetable glycerin with this as well. We're going to need our nice clean jars. We've got some essential oils to add in later, and we're going to need a blender. Now, I'm going to recommend that you use an old blender, not one that you use food, because again, it's going to get messy. Okay, and then we also need our oat milk that we made, remember? So that's in our fridge. We'll go grab that now. So this was oats added to water, left in the fridge overnight. Now I'm going to strain the water away from the oats themselves before we use it. So we'll do that in a minute. And the reason oats are really good for helping with things like dermatitis, eczema, any itchy skin conditions. We also use them in herbal medicine as well, in tinctures for helping with nerves and anxiety as well. So oats are really lovely. So let's strain those off. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to add some of our wax to the oil. And then just clip the hob on, and we're just gonna melt it in. That's all we're gonna do. So the hob's on, and we're just melting the wax into the oil. There you go. Once your wax has melted, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the hob off, and then we're going to pop it into our blender. Now I recommend that you pop down an old tea towel or something when you're dealing with anything with candle wax or beeswax, just because again you want to protect your surfaces. So all we're going to do now is we're going to tip the wax from the pan into the blender. Okay, so our oil and our wax is now in the blender, and at this point I'm going to add in some essential oils. Now, if you're going to use essential oils, I'm going to recommend that you either do a short course or at the very least read a book on how to use essential oils safely. Don't just be chucking any old thing in there. We're going to use some oils that are really good for helping with, again, sensitive skin, sore skin, psoriasis, eczema, all those things. So we've got some lavender, we've got some chamomile, and I'm going to pop a little bit of rose in there as well. So we're going to do roughly about 10 drops of each in there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this cool for a few hours. So we're going to leave it to solidify, and then we'll come back to it once it's done that. So see you once it's cooled. Okay, so this is somewhat solidified now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some liquid. So this is where our oat milk's going to come in. So I'm going to add some in here, and essentially the more liquid you put in this, the thinner the consistency of the end moisturiser is going to be. So you can start off with a little bit and then change it how you want. Because we're adding in liquid, we're going to pop in something to stop it from going off, so preservative. So that's where our vegetable glycerin comes in. So we're going to add that in as well. I'm also going to add in, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to add in some aloe vera as well. Now, this is not intended as a recipe. I'm just showing you a method. So you have a play about and, you know, find out what works. So we're going to add all that in there now, and then we're going to blend it all up. Hi folks, so I ended up making way more moisturiser than I actually needed. And this is one of the reasons why, if you're going to start making your own herbal remedies, I'd say the first thing you need to get is plenty of jars. So start collecting up jars, all sorts of sizes and shapes, to put your remedies in for when you've made them. I ended up using more water than you saw in the video in the recipe, because when it set, it was a little bit thicker than I wanted. Now you can add more water or more wax depending on whether you want your moisturiser to be thicker or thinner, and just get it to the consistency that you want it to. So I'll show you the consistency on this one now. So you can see all our pots here with all our moisturiser in. And I'm going to show you the consistency here now. So I'm just going to get my hand there for you to see. Pop it on. You can see it sinks in really easily. Not too thick. Perfect. So have a little experiment. Tell me how you get on. I'd love to hear from you all. Hope you've enjoyed making a cream with me today. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, folks.